the struggle with cats and gardening is real. This is our journey. Welcome to the Betancourt's homestead.
So this is what I'm doing, putting forks in my garden because I had a
Okay, I hear you. The struggle with cats and gardening is real, but this is what I have done. And I reuse the same structures. They are now 10 years old. I'm getting ready to rebuild some new ones for some new beds that I have integrated in the garden, but this is what has saved me for a decade right here. I use 3/4 inch piping with some brackets here. I cut the piping in about a foot section and screw it in so it doesn't move because it's got a screw down here. And then inside here, I take a 1/2 inch PVC pipe and set it inside here, and it goes up and around. I cut about 1.5 feet off of it, and then I stick it in here. Now, I do this 4 times. This is a 10-foot long bed. I do it 4 times. And then I drape bird netting over it. You see the bird netting? I put in little tiny screws right here, just out enough that I can strap the bird netting to it. So if I want to get to the bed, I can lift it up and go in. But when I'm done, I make it taut and I put it down. Now, this one has the tomato cover, the tomato 2x4s, so that tomatoes can climb up it. And then I take a clip, I tie it all at the end, and right there. So, I mean, if they wanted to, they could probably find a way to get in. I do that with everything. I have it here. I can still water, pollinators can still get in there, but the cats and the rabbits cannot get in there. And there you go. When I plant in pots, I put little cages so the plants can climb up, but the cats can't get in and scratch. I also put chicken wire on the bottom in little tiny pieces all around the base of the plant, and they can't scratch that either. These are my new beds. I'm trying to test and see which method I want. I'm not going with the PVC here, but for temporary support, I have rocks inside cups, and they have not dug yet. There you go. These are the new beds. And for these beds, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be using sprinkler line hose for them. We'll see how that works. But when I tried the forks, 1, I needed a whole bunch of forks, and 2, the cats didn't care. They threw them. They flung them. They flung them like spoons. Good luck. Oh, look who's here. Was I talking about you? Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay, I'm going to show you how I make my little clips for my garden beds that I showed you in an earlier video. I'll pass by and show you again how I make the covers for them. So first off, I use a clear 10-foot by 100-foot 4mm plastic. Since my beds are 10 feet long, I cut 10-foot sections, and it's 10 feet wide, so it goes from here up down to here, 10 feet long, and then I cut my ends. So these are the beds that I'm talking about. They're 10 foot long. Let me turn you around and we're going to talk about it. If I was going to cover this with plastic, I would take a section of plastic and measure and cut here, and then I would clip the plastic to this, to the PVC pipe, but I would remove this first. Then I would take a sheet of plastic that's 10 feet long and clip it from this post over to that post. I usually put a bar that goes across the top, and then I put the plastic down on top of it, and then I put another piece, and it's a 1x4 that I put down, and I screw the 1x4s in along the top, and then I can roll up and flip the plastic and then flip it down. In order to do this, I have plastic and I have PVC. Let me go get the cutter. We have the cutter. I am going to cut slits of the PVC tubing. This is the 1/2 inch. Then I'm going to take wire cutters, like big honking shears, and I'm going to cut a section like that right there. And look at this. Snaps right on, comes right off, right? So let's get the plastic. Okay, this plastic is just a small section, but let me show you what it would look like. It would look like this, right? I actually actually had to cut a little bit more, so that's what it's going to look like, cut. And this is what you're going to do. There you go. And that will withstand about 30-mile-an-hour winds. Don't ask me how I know that. Okay, these clips go on the ends of each side, and it kind of, and along this whole thing, that you can take them on and off. Now, 2 1x4s, one 1x4 screwed down, this draped over, another 1x4 screwed on top of it, sandwiching them together, and then you can lift this thing up and over, unclip and clip to keep the heat in, and your growing season extended. There you go. You should probably pay attention to this because I'm not going to point it out until after I filmed it. So let me show you my chicken and deer screen protecting cloth. You all know this is how I protect my plants from deer that may get through the 9-foot fence and from the cats that I have. The hoops, I just started some new ones with black hoops, but you all know this is how I protect them. And I gather the sides up and I put them put a nail right there, and it all just gets wrapped around the nail. So you all know that's how I do my cat. Oh, look, look, perfect timing, Henry. You all know that's how I protect my garden from cats and deer. Apparently it works for voles too. Bonus, poor little critter got caught in the netting. Don't worry, he's dead. Oops.